Yeah, it's a requirement, but it is nuanced too. It's definitely a lot of it's based on income bracket and like division of responsibility. So if both of y'all working, and both of y'all got the same stresses going on, then you kind of got to balance it out. Like however you divide up the responsibilities. But if you're the main breadwinner and you holding everything else down, that's definitely a requirement. Can nothing beat a home cooked meal. Like I understand if you got the means to go out every night, it's just I don't know. It's something like it's nothing like just it just makes you feel like home. Like I don't feel like I'd be at home without home cooked meals. So that in this day, this is the DoorDash generation, so I don't think there's as much emphasis on it. But I look at it as a requirement still.
Yeah.
Man, you got me thinking about it now, Joe. Some homemade biscuits with some turkey hash. After Thanksgiving, we use whatever left over that turkey. Man, make you some hash, some homemade biscuit with some butter. Shit. Come on now.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Shannon Ross. Go ahead, take us home with this one. What are your thoughts about it, sir? Are you crying? You crying her to cook?
Oh man, y'all funny. Are women required to cook today? They should be. And everybody I teach or talk to, or any man that I'm giving advice to, I tell them it should be absolutely a deal breaker today. Even though the prevailing argument is, oh well, you could just order food, it's easy, you could just pick up your phone and have Uber Eats deliver you something, or we can go out to eat. Like JR even asked a question earlier, and those that okay, so fellas, understand something. This is in my years of experience with women. Women that cannot cook typically cannot run a house. And I'm telling men to expect their women to cook, even if he likes to cook himself. There's a lot of guys out there that like to cook himself, but I'm saying expect to be with a woman that can cook and is willing to cook if you expect to have a somewhat orderly home for the long term. Because that's one of the arguments and that's one of the problems that a lot of people are having. Here's a question. What are women needed for? Well, let's remove the old school days where, you had to protect the farm or you had to keep the bears and lions out of the cave. Today in 2024, what are women needed for in a modern man's life? And in my personal opinion, there's 4 things. You need to cook, clean. You need to be the CEO of the home, and you need to raise the kids. The last one is interchangeable because some people may or may not want children, but the first 3 should be a requirement of all men. Cook, clean, and be the CEO of the home. For any man that's a producer male that's making shit happen for his family. Now, cleaning, okay. Every human being needs a domicile. We all need to rest our heads daily we need a place to sleep. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how poor you are. Everybody has a bedroom. Everybody has a kitchen and a toilet and a shower to wash his body. And so that needs to be cleaned. This is a need, like it or not. And we do not like to think, men that are producer males that's out there making it happen don't want to think about maintaining that. They just want it to be a wonderful space for him to go in, rich, wealthy, filthy rich, or poor. A man wants a nice place to go lay his head that he knows that he can go back to that address and relax. Cook. Listen, we have to eat every day. Whether we like it or not, I don't care if you are rich or you are poor, you have to eat every day. That is something every human being on this planet, 8 billion of us, have to do every day. Now, the prevailing argument is, well, if I get with a rich guy, because, like the question was asking earlier, is like average guys require cooking, but the rich guys don't, because the rich guys can just go out and just, they can get a chef. And they can just get it made and call it a day. And a lot of women are looking for that. Well, I want a man with money because I could just get a guy that we gonna just get. We gonna get a housekeeper, and then we gonna get a private chef, and then I'm gonna just be living it up. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a fallacy. Ladies, that whoever told you that or whatever reality TV shows you've been watching has got you fooled. The richest men expect their women to be valuable in some capacity because, back to my question, what do we need you for? Even though we can get somebody to clean the house every day, live-in maids, or get somebody to come by every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and do the standard cleaning. Even though we can have somebody prepare, we even have meal prep. We can order foods. You can order your food and have it delivered to your house on Sunday, and you got enough food for the rest of the week. That is not, even the richest men do not want to do that if they don't have to. Because what we're looking for in our women is, what is your value for being here in my space? If it's for you just being pretty, that's not enough. That's not enough. And so for the women that think that they can just get a rich guy and they can just live it up and kick back, that's not how it works. If you were to be a fly on the wall in some of these wealthy, rich homes, you'll see that woman in there cooking for that man, who it's nothing to have somebody come in there and do it for them. But a man wants to know that his woman can be the CEO of the home, because when he's gone out there making money, doing the things that he needs to do, he wants to know that his woman is at home running that entire household. And that's an operation. Mind you, that's a big job. That's a full-time, high class position, in my personal opinion, to be the CEO of a functioning and well greased machine that's operating properly, and the kids are being taught and sleeping well, and there's no mold in the house, and everything is working like it's supposed to. And when something breaks, she's on it. That's a serious job. So just because he can pay for somebody to come cook the food doesn't mean that he wants somebody to come cook the food. The brothers explained that we want a woman that knows how to cook so we can eat her food, as opposed to running over to Ruth Chris every night and ordering steak. There's guys that do that, but they typically don't have a living woman. So a man of means is he has the money he has because he's not frivolous with his spending. Don't think that you're going to come into his life and just give him sex and sex alone and then look pretty and then you're going to be able to last a lifetime. That's not how that works. So I'm telling men, you should expect a woman to cook, even if you like to cook yourself. And she does not have to be a good cook. She has to either be willing to learn to be a cook, a cook like you, like shout out to Rick Ross. Hey, if you could make, Rick don't need that. You know, I know he's trying to get a deal with a Hamburger Helper. That was the whole purpose of that. But he doesn't need, his chef was probably right around the corner. But he wants Christina, make that for me, so I can see what kind of value you have around me and my private jet and this big house in Florida, this $35 million house in Florida, or the Promised Land house in Atlanta. Can you still cook for the boss? All men want that. And so all women that think that they don't have to do that, you got another thing coming.